After much walking, the duo arrived at a seedy little bar with the name Chevron above it. The V in the sign was replaced by a yellow chevron. Naturally. It was murky inside the chevron, with Nico-stick smoke and body odor saturating the air. A long bar occupied the right-hand wall, a dais with gambling implements, the left. A logjam of cheap tables and chairs in the middle spilled forth with representatives of dozens of species and degrees of drunkenness. A staircase in the back climbed up to a loft. A hallway beneath the loft led to a rear exit and some private rooms. Shane's ears rang from a firestorm of bass beats and minor chords, accompanied by some shrieking woman with a piercing, high-pitched wail. He made his way through the chevron, wincing at the bright purple strobe lights sweeping the room. The slave followed, and occasionally made eye contact with the patron. Stepping up to the bar, Shane dipped his head to the bartender. The tall Shikranic with white skin, purple hair, and a black sequin dress hemmed just above the knees.
Genoa, handsome, you here for business?
Or perhaps a little pleasure. Bene, so you reckon? Shane cast his eyes around, then looked at the bartender. Merculon here?
Sure is. Just got back from the dump this morning.
Why, sure. Send me all the girl came to way out here.
Don't run his schedule, Tonso.
She batted her red eyes. He's a popular man. You know about those, Keku. Shane gritted his teeth. Fine. The toy deliane, Faridaru.
Sure thing.
Keku turned around, poured a mug as Shane swiped his finger over the bar's bilky port.
Couldn't help noticing you're a pretty friend. And why, Jeff there?
I serve master now, said the slave. Voice calm, but eyes jagged.
Oh, sorry to hear that. You know, Shaney, this Kazid made for one fine hunter. Always came in here with the tallest tales of glory and honor. Made half the men wet themselves in shame.
Oh, I know. Swore slave there.
Pity.
The Shikranic shrugged.
Suppose it ain't so bad, though, once you get used to it. Brave food, steady work. Probably fool around with the boss, too.
The slave closed her eye.
When he desire it. Ooh, fun times.
Keku pointed.
Your friends upstairs. Don't stress yourself now.
Thank you much. Shane took his mug and headed for the loft. The gazidon followed, resuming her active vigilance. Two alien bouncers stared them down from the top of the stairs. Their arms were crossed, blades strapped to their thighs. Beyond them cracked pool balls like gunfire. Shane cleared his throat at the slave, motioned to the bouncers. Would you kindly? She moved past him and climbed the stairs. Disclaim your ingress. No. Then putress, malefactor. When she was denied, a fight commenced. The bouncers tumbled down the stairs on either side of Shane as he ascended. By the time he got there, the slave was fighting two others, a third fumbling for a blaster pistol. 4 players watched from the pool table. Shane pulled a cue ball out from the table, chucked it at the third bouncer's groin. He doubled over and cursed. The slave finished her fight and returned to Shane's side. He waved to one of the pool players. Genois, Merculon. The hunter shushed him with a hand, focused on his shot. Nightbow, right side pocket. The other players mumbled and pulled out bulky receptacles. One at a time, and they stuck them between their finger and Merculons. Then they left. Merculon straightened and smiled, unhappily. Shane. The hunter wore a mix of black and dark gray combat gear. The green-gray blaster rifle hung on his back, a small black rod on his belt. Beside the rod was looped a circular, blood-red Zetar pendant. As his eyes drifted up Merculon's body, Shane stiffened at all the familiar signs. The ash-colored skin, the short, perfectly silver hair, the faint black beard stubble, the red reptilian eyes. Good work, if you're taken. The pirate took a gulp from his ale. A Zetar needs finding. Grab their partner. Already have him. Camgarl has amnesia. Don't have a clue where a partner is. My condolences. Your services, more like. If you're still any good. Silence. Motioning for Shane to approach, The bounty hunter pulled the black rod off his belt.
Never studied a sick jag? 6 inches long, 2-inch diameter. Spring-loaded blade with guiding hook. Sharp outside edge, dull inside. Leather-bound casing. Blades made of refined resindium. Resindium and spheltine, there's a good one. L-hook must be exactly 90 degrees, or the weapon's considered low grade.
Oh. The pirates stared at it blankly.
Not another lecture. Dalazad and Volk make them mandatory. Lot of races have their own styles. Best ones cost 3, even 4 figures.
Turning towards Shane, he held the rod up.
Know what I share with this?
Nah, you don't. Get to the gale, cammed. Merculon pressed a button on the sick jag's pommel. The blade sprung through the top, angling 90 degrees to the side.
We cut through everything. In our work, there is no equal.
Pressing the button again, the bounty hunter watched the blade slide back into the hilt.
What does Rigbull want this time?
Jenna, actually, found herself a pet. Her very own Zetar. Wants to make a pair with a partner.
Does she now?
Merculon leaned on the pool table, lighting a nickel stick. That's right. Now, where to get you looking for him? Merculon puffed, studying the slave. She was glancing around the loft, keeping watch. Occasionally, her hands twitched. The right hand wore an extensive swirl of black tattoos.
Never known Rigbull to humor his girls. What's he say?
A happy Jenna is a non-troublesome Jenna. Cap wants this put up bed so we can move on.
I see.
Merculon puffed some more.
Good intel.
If you take the job, nothing's free, hunter.
Neither am I.
Go plenty of money. Name your price.
What would I do with it?
He barked a laugh.
Huh. Good enough to bomb our own Zetar.
Favors then. Need someone gone? Well, snag 'em and slave 'em.
I want someone gone, I'll make them gone.
When the pirates started to reply, Merculon raised a finger.
Name my price? Sure. Your slave got an implant or a collar?
Shane blinked. The slave blinked. A collar. A chemical, I mean an implant.
Sujim. Come here.
Shane stared at him. Yeah, no, she ain't worth much, alright? Just another merc from who knows where. The wrong place, the wrong time. The fact. The slave looked from one to the other, breathing faster. Really? You want my thieping slave? Maybe I want a thieper too. Maybe I'm lonely and looking for Ms. Right. The pirate laughed. Cap'll ne'er believe this. You sure you want her, Merculon? The slave was staring down at her feet now, trembling slightly. Merculon puffed his neco-stick and examined her. Yup. She's yours. Shane walked over to the slave, lifting her chin and looking her in the eye. Listen, Juvo man. I'm no longer your master. Merculon owns you. You will obey him and serve him with your life. Yes. Shane? When she said Shane, Juvo spat it viciously. She grabbed him by the neck and slammed him into the wall. He fought back. She kneed him between the legs. The slave started strangling him. Merculon waggled 2 fingers. Angry revenge killings later. Blazing fire in Juvo's eyes. She gently released Shane and walked to her new home. I live to serve, master. Good girl. And he clucked towards Shane, opened a hand expectantly. The pirate reached into his jacket and tossed Merculon a log disc. There's your intel. So demon. Turning at his heel, Shane muttered, "Damn thin," before hobbling downstairs. Juvo stared at Merculon, unsure what to say, so she settled for the first thing she could think of. If you wish to feed me, master, I am at your disposal. Nah, I'm good. The bounty hunter smiled slightly as Shane descended. You know what? He's the Dinsey. Why? 'Cause now he has to walk Kavik alone.